Hi, everybody. It's Dan here. Today, I'd like to talk to you about my opinion of what the best way to improve your health is, the most important things you need to do to improve your health, or how I improve my health. This is not medical advice. I'm not telling you that I know what I'm talking about. I could absolutely be wrong. And if you think I'm wrong, please criticize me. That's how I learn. If I'm making a logical mistake in what I have to say, I want to know why I'm making that mistake, and I want to learn the truth. So, like I said, feel free to criticize me. Okay. First of all, in my opinion, the best way to improve your health is, it's no particular order, is to get all the vegetable oils out of your diet, all of them. Try to eat zero vegetable oils. I mean, corn oil, soybean oil, canola oil, sunflower seed oil, safflower oil, peanut oil. Now, I'm not talking about olive oil or avocado oil or coconut oil. I'm not talking about those. Those are fine. They're cold pressed. They're perfectly healthy. I'm talking about the ones that are heat pressed that food manufacturers use to substitute for animal fats that makes them more money because they're cheap. You got to get those out of your life. Human beings did not evolve to eat those. And 4 generations back, no one ever ate those for thousands of generations. And your body doesn't know how to handle them. It just doesn't, because the body's saying, what are you eating this for? I don't know what to do with vegetable oils. And it causes all kinds of disease, myriad of disease. If you want more information, watch Dr. Chris Kenobi talk about vegetable oils on YouTube. Okay, he'll tell you why they're so bad. The second opinion I have is you got to get all the sugar, fructose-based sugars, out of your diet, because I am absolutely convinced that fructose is the most likely the main cause of obesity and metabolic syndrome and the main driver for diabetes. I believe that's the case, because it's the only one, that argument, the fructose argument for obesity, is the only one that makes evolutionary sense. Fructose causes animals in nature to gain weight to survive the winter, among other things. And if you don't eat fructose, you won't gain weight and you won't go into metabolic syndrome, I believe. I believe Richard Johnson has pretty much proven that. Like I said, you can watch this stuff, Dr. Richard Johnson out of the University of Colorado. He proves it in my mind. If I'm wrong, tell me why. I want to know. Third thing you got to do is get all the processed foods out of your diet. All processed foods, for the most part. Eat them sparingly, if at all, because food manufacturers, they care about one thing: profits. They want to sell as much of that stuff to you as they can, so they load it with sugar, because they know sugar is addicting and you'll eat more of it. It makes it taste better. And they load it with vegetable oils. The production value goes way down. It becomes extremely inexpensive to make, and they make tons of money. So, like I said, you got to get processed foods, because the only way to get sugar, fructose, and vegetables out of your diet is to eliminate processed foods. Once in a while, it's not going to kill you. Just keep them down to a minimum, if it's zero, if at all. I eat lots of meat and vegetables and eggs. So, not vegetables, but I eat meat and eggs because it eliminates all those out of my diet. I don't have to worry about it. And the fourth thing you should do is keep your vitamin D levels very high. I know for an absolute fact that the companies who sell drugs, among others, are using their influence to keep the medical journals from talking about the benefits of vitamin D. And they're doing that because there's a researcher named Bruce Hollis, that's one of the best vitamin D researchers in the United States. And his team did studies where they would not print the results, or they had them change the results of the study to look like they're statistically insignificant, so it wouldn't get you press coverage. So they're purposely doing that, so people don't understand the value of vitamin D. Vitamin D needs to be taken in high doses. I take 5,000 a day. I'm beginning to think that's too low. I walk in the sun, and there's a lot of good evidence that you can take a lot of vitamin D, 10, 20,000 units, 50,000 units, even possibly, without having any problems with calcification. And if you're worried about that, just take K2 and magnesium and boron or whatever the other things that you do. Selenium, I think it is. That'll keep you from getting calcification. So vitamin D, I'm going to start bumping my vitamin D levels way up. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. I'm not going to talk about exercise. Everyone knows exercise is excellent for you. and keeping your stress levels down. Those are obvious things. But if you want to be really healthy, I suggest you eat a natural food diet with foods that mostly mimic what we had our ancestors had, but of course cleaner. And they mimic our natural environment because we survived perfectly back then on foods. There's no way to make foods more nutritious than nature has. Nature knows the best. It has to. Instinct has to be right. That's what we got them for a reason. So that's the three or four main tips I would give you if you want to be perfectly healthy when it comes to diet or getting sunshine. Just do that. Get some sun. That's another thing I forgot. Get some sun. Get lots of sun. Get some sun on your body because your body needs the sun. It needs it to be healthy. All our ancestors evolved in the sun, and we came from the sun. So sun is good for you. It has to be. There's no possible way that the sun is bad for you unless you have toxicity in your body and it causes skin cancer. The sun's good for you. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you liked the video, and we'll talk to you next time.